I'm going to tell you about the most prestigious mushroom costume contest in the world. And how to win it. It takes place at North America's largest mushroom festival in Colorado, the Telluride Mushroom Festival.
Parade is an integral part of the event. We like to get people into that mode by having them dress up like mushrooms and parade down Main Street.
The origins of the parade are still a mystery.
It could have been people were running from the law, or maybe it was just part of a mob.
What we do know is that mushroom people like to be mushrooms.
So the costume contest at the Telluride Mushroom Festival has now become quite legendary.
The parade, for some people, is really a contest.
For the last 5 years, one team has dominated the competition. And this year, they have become too comfortable wearing the crown. Is there a certain level of masochism involved in your process?
It seems like
With
isn't
these
it?
two,
Yeah.
I would
Riitta
say
and I are all in.
We have high tolerance.
Yes. Thinking about the group costume, one year it was 3 of us to create a cluster, but then we went to try to get bigger as a group and then bigger as a mushroom, like a large mushroom. And this year was really about mass scale. Well, I think up until this year we were really trying to go for like accurate, identifiable 2 species.
We aim for the nerds.
What is your criteria for choosing best of show in the mushroom contest?
Most morphologically accurately representing actual mushrooms. But we also just kind of invent some other categories too for costumes that were really, really good. So like the best Basidiomycete, the best Ascomycete, or the best family or whatever, just to somehow recognize people with really great costumes, even though, you know, there's still only one best, which seemingly is the same people every time.
First of all, how was the competition this year?
Lit.
People wanted to dethrone us this year, and I that's what we wanted to see.
They wanted to last year too, but they just couldn't.
Exactly.
And so that's how we are where we are right now with this situation.
I
Did
will
you
say
see
one
the
of our goals has always been, from the beginning, let's raise the bar.
The costume contest started having prizes about 10 years ago. Then, about 5 years ago, everything changed.
The costumes for sure kind of had languished for a few years until they came along, and now they've just really set the standard much higher, and now people trying to knock them off the pedestal has to go to a lot greater lengths. So it's been a real boon to the Mushroom Festival overall.
I think that's what's really exciting to me, is that people spend their whole year designing costumes to bring once to the Telluride Parade.
There's a lot at stake here. There's a lot on the line with free mushroom stuff, and while the prizes themselves aren't necessarily worth a whole lot of money, mycophiles and mushroom lovers really do like their free stuff, so they really will go to great lengths just to get free stuff. I think that was the first time a free pass had been on the line, and that's actually worth actual money. That's $400 or whatever they're charging now. I don't know.
So for you this year, what stood out as like, oh, we gotta look out for those people.
You.
With that costume?
We already knew you were going to bring
Yeah,
it.
we
Yeah,
knew you were
yeah.
going to bring it.
But we didn't know.
Let's follow them through history, creativity, and suffering.
Our first festival was 2018. We're different stinkhorns. He went as the dog stinkhorn, and I went as the Phallus induciatus, which was my sexy mushroom costume.
At their first parade, the team from Colorado Springs got to meet international superstar Paul Stamets and his adoring emulators. Legend has it they received a mycelium blessing.
We got a prize that year, but we realized that
We didn't try that
the
hard.
bar was low.
From then on, they ruthlessly dominated the competition.
Riitta would, first of all, love this, and the 3 of us should come and really, up the game.
Xylaria polymorpha.
Dead man's fingers.
Dead man's fingers. At first, we were like, no one's going to know what we are. We were stressing out. And we got here, we were a little inebriated on the way to Elks Park. And everything that year started so late that we were like, oh, it's no problem. And we show up, and the parade was gone. We got to the parade at the bottom of the hill, and we were like, I don't know if anyone's going to know what we are. And Juliana Ferci turns around and is like, Xylaria polymorpha. We're like, yes. And then at some point, Brett Bunyard was like, oh, this is great, guys, look. And he was like using us as an example to teach someone else. So like, they're showing the asexual and sexual reproductive states at the same time. And I'm like, we're gonna probably win. That costume ended up on this year's T-shirt and poster.
T-shirt.
It was in Vogue. We got into Travel and Leisure, and then from there on, it's just been trying to up our game every year.
Yeah.
Bigger.
What was the next one?
Maybe you were at the grocery store and you sent us a picture of packaged gnocchi, and then from there it was just like, let's brainstorm sending drawings back and forth. And then when Riitta finally arrived, we like spent 3 straight days just like paper macheing each little cap and making our own caps and everything, and like.
And we put ourselves into a California king-size mattress bag. But really, I think in this costume, in the gnocchi bag, the biggest conflict, I think there was near fight.
I had to argue for air holes.
And many of us were like, no air holes. We need artistic integrity.
Well, we thought it might break the integrity of the bag, actually, and destroy itself
But it's
before
like-
the parade
It's like, who the
started.
hell needs oxygen?
Literally,
Just
it's like 5 people like in a plastic bag. It's like the most suffocating, like dangerous.
So after we almost got divorced,
my God.
I gave up and I said, fuck it, I guess we'll have air holes, and it turned out to be very important.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good idea.
So you risked your lives for that one.
Well, we've been risking our lives for all of these.
That one was, so then last year we tried to up it even further. So that one won Best in Show.
World did they breathe inside that friggin' costume? The best in show goes to...
They went to the town grocery store and even got the guy at the checkout to sort of scan the barcode on their package.
We just got this huge photo umbrella.
It was like 72 inches across.
Yeah, we sewed this like covering over top. I think we hit the color and texture very
Yeah,
well.
so good.
Yeah.
But the 3 of us were strapped.
Ratchet strap
Ratchet
from
strap.
Armpits,
Armpits
back
together,
to back to back.
like
Like,
that.
We
yeah.
had like a baby backpack on for a child that we put the like
The child was the umbrella.
the umbrella stuck in,
Yeah.
and then we had holes where we had our arms covered.
Oh, yeah, we
in
had
these,
little
like,
puppets.
Maggot puppets.
Maggot puppets.
And we were like a maggoty-filled aspen bowie.
I think we've nailed it.
We nailed it.
It was visually very good, but horrible.
This is Aspen Bolit reporting live from the Telluride Mushroom Festival costume parade. Here's Ben Kinsely.
I'm really hot and sweaty, drippy.
You're also 2 maggots. Can we see one? Very good. And on the other side we have, in the drums we have Jessica Langley. Also on duty.
There was 0 oxygen in that
Dripping
parabolic
with sweat. We
umbrella.
had 0 visibility. We saw none of the parade. It actually the experience sucked. And Jesse's been talking about it as type 2 fun, where you can only experience that fun after the fact when you survive. But she had a full-on panic attack at some point, and we had to like extract
needed to be
her
extracted from
the
that
costume, and she had to go to like a safe space after that. It was really
It was not fun.
But yeah, that was great.
I think most people call that the best of the best of shows of all time. That was a really amazing costume.
Well, when I finally did see what the competition could produce, I was pretty impressed. For a bunch of amateurs, I think they pulled it off really well. Of course, not as well as I did.
I want my work to look cool when you're on drugs, and I think that this project looks cool because if you are on drugs, it's very shimmery. We also want to do something that has never been done, because every year we see a Coprinus comatus. Every year we see, like now since we were Dead Man's Fingers, like we might see that. Everybody does Amanita. It's like we don't want to do what everybody's doing. So I feel like there has to be like this element of surprise. I think previously the element of anonymity has been really important to us because we don't really want them to know that it's us.
That often happens every year. We don't know who they are until later when they take off their mask to accept their prize, and sure enough, it's them again.
Brooke Reed has it out for us.
Yeah, I think
tries not to give us the award.
they've been trying to not give it to us, but they just like can't help it. So because like we've just been too good. The criteria for me is that we can breathe and see And
it might have been our downfall this year, actually.
It was a little too easy, I felt.
Yeah.
They don't stand a chance competing against me.
It started getting closer and closer to parade time, and the trash talking starts going back and forth. Jessica made it clear that they weren't really so much interested in winning the contest anymore. They were above that. They were wanting to do something that was just so audacious, there's not even a prize category for it. That got us to wondering what the heck they were going to do.
I had the thought that we could be white spores coming out of the Amanita mobile, but
50
we had
white
robed
people maybe seemed off.
Like a bad.
Yeah, maybe a little out of touch.
Bad choice.
We were really inspired to not make this about us at all, because this festival is about a community, and we wanted to include as many people as possible. We also didn't want to just create a bunch of garbage. So we wanted to create something that was wearable after the fact, that was something like cool and well made.
These are also 14, we could call the environmental mega criminals.
I did a lot of the pattern design. So the face, and obviously something here, I don't know. Here's the armholes, we can sew these up. Here's the shape. It's looking pretty good. It's already been several months of planning and scheming, and I think that my biggest complaint is that Riitta doesn't live in Colorado. She lives in New York for some reason, and I feel like I don't know why anybody wants to live in New York City as an artist. I definitely have been doing I would say most of the work for this. I'm okay with that, I guess. I like being in charge. That was arduous. This was a learning experience. My back hurts. I'm frustrated, and I wish we had experts helping us.
You don't consider yourself an expert after winning Best in Show multiple years in a row?
Are you excited about this year's costume?
I'm excited to be done with this year's costume.
Already? We barely just begun.
I know.
Sometimes I'm psyched, and sometimes I just feel literally no one's gonna know what we are. I feel very confident and also a little crazy. They're not all gonna look fucked up, so that's great. I would say I'm not even close to finishing. This better be good. You seem like you quit early. So what day are we on?
6, 5, 6.
Day 6? Really? No, I feel like it's day 7. I just need more help. I need help with this, because I can't be the only person that knows what's going on. Ben, do you feel empowered now that you know how to sew?
So empowered. I already knew how to sew, actually. I was just trying to avoid it as long as possible. All right, I think it's the day 7, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
End of day 7. How do we do?
Day 8, even. Could it be day 9 as well?
It feels like maybe for the first time the end is in sight. But
I feel like Riitta can do something, right? We'll save some work for her.
Really far along in the process. We've done 50, we are up to 49.
This feels good.
Progress?
Progress. I don't recommend to anybody who's thinking about making a group costume to do it themselves. We finished today. I just please, if you receive one of these, do not throw it away. Can we just go? I don't want to do this anymore.
My heart goes out to Jessica and the Colorado Springs design team, because I know how hard they worked. I went through the same thing.
You are all now committed to this art project. Woohoo! Yeah. This moment until we are in the park. There's a label in your neck in case you forget. What are you?
When we told them what we were, they were excited. But when they saw the tag, that they each are numbered as an individual spore, and that these were for them to keep, they were so excited. And then when they put them on, everyone was just so excited to be in it.
I always get very nervous before our costumes debut. My biggest fear is that like people won't know what we are. We've been worried that people will think that we're the California Raisins.
Parade's about to start, the drummers are drumming, Ammonite Mobile is getting in place, Our Good Times is there, whipping the crowd into a fever pitch, and where's the Pikes Peak Club? They were nowhere to be seen. So naturally I figured they just chickened out. Then all of a sudden, the parade is starting and there's people running around.
Like this?
The other option is we just come straight into Elks Park and overtake the whole fucking park and just like
chaos.
swarm.
That sounds very nice.
Yeah, doesn't it? Like suddenly like
Chaos.
And I didn't know what was going on at all. I thought maybe someone had like crashed our parade or something. Everything was happening really quickly and I was very much confused. And only then did I realize, aha, it's them again, but now they have like, there's like 50 of them.
As long as every single sport moves like a sport.
Like the actual like group choreography is less important than the individual committing to their role.
So it's gonna be pretty silly.
Every spore in the parade was doing their own thing, kind of at the whim of where the people were and sort of like wherever the wind was blowing them. So it was very much, spore-like movement.
And now for the moment of truth. It all comes down to this.
We do have an honorable mention to the Pikes Peak Club. That was the massive spore group. Every year they push the envelope and do something even more outrageous than before. Congratulations to all of the Pikes Peakers. There's lots of them here. And so now for the grand prize, the great and all-powerful Oz has declared that the Leadoporus that Hamilton is sporting is the grand prize winner.
Thank you all so much. It is my honor and privilege to wear this costume that was made by my father, Lawrence Pevick. And this is just such a beautiful and wonderful community to be a part of, and I love you all. Thank you so much.
It was incredibly realistic and it was unlike anything we'd ever seen before. I personally really loved it and was amazed by it.
In order to make this film the best it can be, I need to become the villain. Because some contests require 2 costumes.
People trying to knock them off the pedestal has to go to a lot greater lengths.
Step 1, infiltrate the group, gain their trust by telling them I'm making a film about them. Then I will help pay for the costume and I can find out what their idea actually is. That when I see spores released from the mushroom, they're in these spiraling toroidal patterns. And I thought, well, maybe that's a foundation for a movement of the group, as they can move in spirals or something.
That sounds really nice. I like that. How does that work functionally?
Well, we were already thinking about
Parachutes.
Now that I was trusted by the team, there was a problem. You see, they are really awesome. I was falling for their charm and their wit and their general loveliness.
Yeah, I think I'm a little like too sensitive and chill.
We
and
still like you.
I know, but
Too passionate.
These two are also very like single-minded, like, you know, like bullet train kind of moving towards their idea. And I think that I'm the one that's like, hey, maybe we should think about like moving freely
Or breathing.
Yeah.
Then I get the beta from the magistrate himself.
It's assumed people create their own costumes, but there's nothing in the rules, or, well, there isn't any rules, first of all.
Step 2, come up with a better idea. Except I'm not as talented as them, so I need to hire a ringer. My father.
I am the perfect person to call on to do a stupid project like a mushroom costume. I was kind of stuck between wanting to do a kind of lame project and also wanting to be helpful to my son. But of course, I still wanted to win. When I found out I was a ringer in this competition, I kind of felt, well, this should be really simple, because I understand that the competition is also, you know, kind of pretty amateurish. Look, to be honest, I don't know what they were thinking. They look like a bunch of California raisins. Hamilton didn't really care about my relationship with him or my design skills or anything. He was just using me to win this competition. I also kind of feared failure. You know, I don't really care that much about being a ringer. I just can't believe, after the huge effort I put in, Hamilton wins the first prize in the contest, free pass, and then just gives it away, after promising it to me.
Step 3, win the prize and confess my plan from the beginning. It was going to be really hard to betray them. It's not personal, you guys. It's just the most important mushroom costumes in the world.
We thought you were gonna be a spore. We held one back for you. We could have probably won if we had just that one more costume. You know, it was like missing one spore, and that was really gonna be for you.
Well, I just want to tell you that was my whole plan. I wanted to set you up for failure.
Total sabotage.
A scandal? Well, define scandal.
When we found out that you weren't going to be in the costume, I think I was confused.
I don't think he cheated because we didn't even have any rules to begin with. And I don't think we need to take his pass away or go that far.
It felt a little like you maybe a kind of a betrayal or abandonment in a way. Like we really wanted you on the team.
I think this is the ultimate success of what we were going for. Take out the level of people and their costume. This is success.
But wait, what? Why are they okay with this?
Yeah, you can't tell behind this giant smile.
What did Rita say? It's the ultimate success of what we were going for?
I will say one of our goals has always been, from the beginning, let's raise the bar.
Oh my God.
People wanted to dethrone us this year, and I that's what we wanted to see.
Oh my God, they played me.
We also want to do something that has never been done.
They played me like Hypomyces played Rusula Brevipes.
They weren't really so much interested in winning the contest anymore. They were above that.
Shit. I'm Rusula Brevipes. They won without winning. They transcended the competition. They are mushroom costume gods, and I am not worthy.
You know, we only had 50 spores in our spore cloud. Maybe if we had had like 7 trillion spores, we could have won.
We couldn't possibly give out 50 free subscriptions of Fungi Magazine Or 50 free tickets to the festival.
It
That would
would-
have bankrupted the entire enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
I'm confused about
It
this.
didn't come with a subscription to Fun J Magazine. We just had to pay the $40.
Yeah, I've never paid before.
Also,
I'm
I
kinda
feel
like,
I feel a little slighted that it's only this year that they decided to offer a free pass
yeah,
to the
what the
festival.
hell, Brooke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that an extra slight?
Like only this year you're now offering a free pass to the festival for next year for costume winners?
What's that about?
When you say you don't mean me. I sell T-shirts
I don't know.
to support the fight.
I'm just saying, I feel like,
But however,
we could have
I
maybe
could take up your case with the magistrate.
I wouldn't mind that.
I think maybe we need to look into this, that there may have been a scandal.
Do you have an idea for next year?
We'll talk about it off the record later.
Mushroom people are just people. You can't trust them.